Guys, welcome to Freemanism. Well, today it's going to be something interesting. I have Dr. Kerry Kriger with me from US. कि Kerry एक बांसुरी player है. Yes, he's a बांसुरी player. और उसके साथ साथ उन्होंने हिंदुस्तानी क्लासिकल म्यूजिक पूरी डिटेल में सीखी है. राइट, यूएस में रहते हुए हिंदुस्तानी क्लासिकल म्यूजिक एक्चुअली एक गुरु से सीखी है. कि कैरी के पास एक ऐसा म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट है जो आज तक हमने लाइफ में पहले कभी नहीं देखा और कभी नहीं सुना. और कैरी बोलते हैं कि ये म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट में वो वियतनाम से लेके आए हैं और देखते हैं क्या उसका जो साउंड इफेक्ट है वो किस तरीके से आता है. बहुत ही छोटा म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट है. अब मैं मिलवाता हूँ आपको कैरी से.
Well, right now I've got my Dan Moi, which is a jaw harp or mouth harp. And this one is from Vietnam.
All right.
One of the world's smallest instruments.
All right.
And it makes some really amazing sounds. Just like this.
Wow.
It's just a small piece of metal. That's all it is. And it vibrates right there. You can see it's got two parts to it. And that's all it is. Everything else is just made from changing the shape of my mouth. And the sound is reflecting and amplifying in my mouth. And using my tongue too, depending on what I want to do. And then you get a different sound whether you're breathing out, breathing in, or not breathing at all.
That's interesting. Kerry, can you tell my viewers what this instrument is called?
In Vietnam, it's called a Dan Moi.
Dan Moi.
Yeah, Dan Moi. But generally, this type of instrument is found all around the world in many different cultures.
Right.
Native to South India, Russia, the USA, Chile, Hungary,
It's the same
Vietnam.
Instrument,
same instrument. Maybe slightly different shape, but essentially the same kind of thing where you're putting something up to your mouth, hitting it, and it's vibrating. So they're often called mouth harps or a jaw harp.
Jaw harp.
It's
like the jaw.
Correct, just like my jaw. Yep.
So jaw harp. You know, it's very interesting, Kerry, but we would also like to hear some bansuri magic from you.
Some bansuri, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Kerry Kriger. Happy to be here on the Freemanism YouTube channel. And I want to talk to you about a very ancient instrument. This is a bansuri. It's spelled B-A-N-S-U-R-I. The bansuri is a transverse, which means side-blown flute from northern India. It's made of bamboo. So we have one long piece of bamboo. You know that usually bamboo has nodes in it. So you can imagine a very long piece of bamboo with no nodes from here to here. You take a straight piece of bamboo, you put a cork, like from a wine bottle, right above the mouth hole, and that forces all the air to come this way. It passes over these 6 main holes. Each time that I put my finger down, I have to put them down in order, I'll get a deeper sound. Now my flute actually has a 7th hole. So the bansuri, it's a very simple looking instrument, but it takes many years to master, and this instrument is actually thousands of years old. We can come up with all different types of melodies. So I actually have a YouTube channel called Bansuri Bliss, and go subscribe if you want to see some of my videos playing live music. I also teach the bansuri over at that channel, and it's called Bansuri Bliss because when you play the bamboo flute, the bansuri, or any type of music when it's played well should bring a blissful state, and I hope that you as a listener can get some of that as well. Hi, so I was just talking about how you don't have to understand music to be able to know many things about the music that you hear.
Right.
So I'm going to play a note. Now in the background I have a tambura playing, which is a traditional Indian instrument that's creating a drone, just a background. And what I was saying is that the notes we hear, they actually get their feeling based against other notes. So when I play a note right now, it's going to get its feeling based against the sounds of the tambura that you hear. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to play a note. Now you may not know what note that is, you probably don't, but if we think about two of the most basic human emotions, happiness and sadness, you probably have an intuitive feel for, was that note happy or sad? Here it is again. So what was that note?
I think sadness.
That was a sad, or I'll also say a serious note.
Serious note.
Now, in Indian music, there's the concept of rasa, which is the emotion. Each melody has various rasas that it's conveying, and it's usually not just one.
Right.
It's often there's a mix. There's multiple emotions, just like we feel multiple emotions.
Right. So, is
So-
it like a test for us?
Well,
Is it like
not
a
necessarily a
test
test,
or-
just an explanation that you probably were able to intuitively know, like, that's kind of serious sounding.
True, true.
It's a little bit sad, you know, whether you know it or feel it. So when we hear music, we can tell something different
Right.
when I play something like... That one is joyous.
Yes, of course. Yes. Right.
So
let the audience guess.
yeah.
Let the audience guess that.
Okay.
So why don't you play and they will guess whether it was a joy or a sadness or which rasa, which emotion was that.
Okay, so
Yeah?
here I'm going to play something different.
Okay. I have a guess.
What was that?
I think it's serious again.
It was very serious.
It was very serious.
Very
So the
serious.
first
I consider
word-
it serious.
Yeah, because the first word that clicked to my mind was the seriousness.
Yes, and when I play as a musician, and I know that I'm going to play, that's a very famous Indian melody called Bhairavi, one of the most famous ragas. the ra-
Bhairavi.
Bhairavi, yes.
Yeah.
Excuse my pronunciation.
That's absolutely fine.
So
sir.
Bhairavi is a very popular raga melody from North India, and I know that when I sit down to play it, that's the feeling that I'm going to,
Wow.
you know, try to create. Probably the notes by themselves
Right.
would create it anyway. So.
You want me to guess?
You can if you want.
Again, a bit of sadness.
Yes.
Again, sadness.
I'd say a bit of sadness. Of course, someone may listen. It's all personal, so someone could listen to it and maybe that makes them very happy. I'm not sure, but I think in general, the notes, there were a lot of flat notes.
Okay.
And usually the more flat notes that you have in Indian music called komal, in Western music called flat, the more flat notes that you have, the more serious it's going to become. I usually think each time I add a flat note to the scale, the combination of notes, it's going to get a little bit more serious.
Right.
So the opposite end would be a melody, a scale that has no flat notes, such as the most popular music in the Western world is based on the major scale, and it's very happy. Usually people want to hear happy music.
Yeah.
So definitely a bit more upbeat and joyous than what I was playing before.
It was happy music, yeah.
So
Wonderful.
all these notes, they're all getting their feeling based against the other notes in the scale or against my tambura that's playing in the background.
Very interesting. ठीक है, बहुत हो गया जुगलबंदी वाला कॉन्सेप्ट। अब एक बार आ जाते हैं वापस अपने इंडियन वाले वर्जन में। सो दैट इज द डिस्को वर्जन एंड एवरीथिंग इनसाइड इट, राइट? व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू एज अ चाइल्ड। सो आई वुड लाइक टू ट्राई दैट बीट बॉक्सिंग नाउ, राइट? प्रॉपर बीट बॉक्सिंग। We call it bhangra. Now the last one, chokri. That's it. Thank you for tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.